This is Mark Summers, and I double dare you to listen to the 3CT podcast.
Well, I apologize. I didn't mean to accuse you of having food.
That's a good guess, though.
Like when we last saw you, it looked like you were maybe going through a drive-through.
Oh, no, I was sitting waiting to wrap up the show to go take a pee-pee.
Smokey had to pee in the potty.
He did. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
And then he did.
And then he did.
Then it was the big potty.
The big potties.
It was the big boy potty.
He's a big boy.
So, all right. Since we talking about potties, Mark, my brain's still busted from Thursday when you were talking about what you incorrectly called a tall door. Where was this bathroom monstrosity at? So I know never to go in there.
It was a nice restroom at Hersheypark Zoo America, which is included with your one price admission to Hersheypark. It was over by the Bobcats. Hey.
Oh, the dead Bobcats.
Hey, they're alive and well today.
I don't believe that for a minute.
But the Martin passed away, and I'm sorry if that upsets you, Tim.
The Martin?
The American Martin passed away.
I
So
don't.
they have a striped skunk in there now.
What about the Ricky Martin? Is he still alive?
Oh, he's living that crazy life.
Yeah, I think he's still alive.
He's alive and well. Ricky Martin.
So they just added a skunk to the zoo?
Yeah, a striped skunk. They're thinking about calling it skunk.
Something Hershey would do.
They're thinking about calling it skunk holler.
Now, I think I understand the logic here because we're in peak summer season, and the smell of the dead, rotting animals that are in Hersheypark Zoo America would probably soon get really rancid. So they put a skunk in there so that when it sprays, it covers up the smell of the rotting corpses of the animals.
That skunk said, if you don't go, I'm going to spray you.
You know what? I'm thinking we shit on Hershey a lot. Maybe Hershey got a hold of our podcast feed, and that's why they got scrambled and kicked off of Spotify.
You know,
Yeah.
that's a good point. I
Or
think
maybe Jess got a hold of it. She'd be very upset. Or Bowser.
she can't afford a phone that plays podcasts.
Attorneys.
That's true. He ain't lying.
But Mark, maybe Mark sold us out. Maybe he got tired of us talking about the Zoo America, and he sent a anonymous letter to the Hershey Entertainment Company.
That could be.
I did it in exchange for some bricks from the old Tudor way.
There it is. There it is. How they're selling those things for what, $250?
Yeah, that's insanity. For a brick, Matt? You mean to tell me for a brick?
Did they sell out?
Oh, probably. I forgot.
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
Yes. I totally forgot to look today.
I'm gonna look it up. I wonder if they sold out of those fucking things. It's unbelievable. $250 for a fucking brick, and there's definitely people that are buying them too.
Oh, I'd buy a brick.
Are there though?
I'll tell you what, though. There were so many other cooler things they could have sold off rather than some bricks from one of the buildings. There was signs like Gate 1, Gate 2, and all that. Somebody would have bought them.
They're going to end up on that auction site where they took us to buy that.
Oh, well, Mark, we're looking at your next year's Christmas present already.
I want Gate 16. I want number 16.
But they're still available as of right now. You can go on one of 73 bricks. They only they have that whole big entryway, and they can only save 73 fucking bricks.
There was tons of bricks there, literally tons, Matthew.
And a very odd number too. Like you would have thought maybe there was 75.
Third season, Jim. That's why 73.
That's when they built Tudor Square, 73.
Mark's 40th birthday.
Yes, I had a good time there on my 40th.
I believe it.
Darn good time.
So
Milton was there.
now, I like the new entrance and like the Chocolate Town area and stuff. I like that it's much less claustrophobic than the old entryway ended up being by the end. But like, I feel like it's lacking something defining about the area. It just feels very open and like flat concrete. There's nothing really. I don't know. It doesn't feel like super welcoming, if that makes sense.
It's the big Hershey fountain, isn't it?
Yeah, but the Kiss Fountain, depending on like when you go, like if you see it at night, it's lit up and whatever. But like during the day, sometimes depending, like when I went there a couple weeks ago, you couldn't even really see the outline of the Kiss because of just the way the sky was.
Kids gotta stop throwing their goddamn pennies in there.
Yes. I don't know. I feel like they could have put in like colored bricks, like on the ground. They could have made the Hersheypark pinwheel logo or something in the ground. But
they might yet. Well, they got candy right there, Jim Candy. That's candemonium for you common folk. They got candy, and then you got the carousel, if you will. There's the Starbucks.
That carousel is so bland with just having like the blue roof on it. I don't know. I like the old one when you came in and it had like it kind of looked like a big top, almost like a circus environment. But I don't know.
Well,
what do I know?
You're a Knoebels carousel man, aren't you?
What's that?
You would prefer the Knoebels carousel, correct?
Oh, Knoebels carousel's much better. Always.
You can grab a
brass
ring.
You can grab the brass
where you
ring.
come.
They have a sign. They have a sign in the on the carousel at Knoebels. It says, "Do not get on or off while carousel is in motion." No getting off while the carousel is in motion. But yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm not a sucker. I mean, I'm not a person like Mark that spends a ton of money in Hersheypark every year. So I guess it doesn't really matter to me.
You're upset.
How many are you keeping track of money spent and saved this year, Mark?
Yeah, I've only been up there. I bet it's less than 20 times so far this year.
Wow.
I've taken a nosedive.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Do you need to talk to us about anything?
I'm okay, Jimmy.
Okay.
I just don't get up there as much as I used to. I have other things going on in life that have distracted me from going to Hersheypark.
Like what?
Well, Tim, I have a Thursday night podcast, 3 Count Thursday.
Well, you don't have trivia on Wednesday nights anymore.
Yes, I know that opened up, and then I do trivia sometimes on Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't like going up there on Saturday. It's too busy. I'm too busy.
Too many people.
Oh, it's wild. It's just not fun. And then
Doesn't make you Hersheypark happy.
Well, when it's wild, I don't need to be up there. I can go up anytime I want. Like today, I went up there after Roots Market. You go up there. Now, Sweet Start, Tim, you're probably wondering, gee whiz, what about Sweet Start? Well, Sweet Start's at 9 a.m.
Is that like you can get in early because you're a season pass?
Yes, and you have access to that Twisted Twizzlers Gravity Twizzler Twisted.
Have you gone on that, Mark?
God, no. My loving son has.
That
I have not.
The level of anxiety it gives me watching that.
Mark, what rides do you do?
Well,
America.
I like Zoo America. I like the tram ride. I don't have to take the tram because I can park close. I put up my handicap placard.
You ride
like
the monorail, I assume?
Well, I wanted to ride the monorail, but the rumor is that it was struck by lightning on one of the Well, the track got struck by lightning during a storm recently and hasn't been running.
Jeez.
But I do like that. What else do I like up there? I like the Sky View, but that's gone. They tore that completely out, Tim.
It's gone. You go on the railroad, I bet.
Oh, I like the railroad all my live long day. I love the railroad. The
The
Pirates.
dry cold railroad.
That needs to be rebranded and cleaned up.
It sure does.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that last week. I don't think they've done a refurb on that or added anything to it since they added the spitting snake in like 92.
Since Hector was a pup.
Hector wasn't even alive yet.
Hector was just a sparkle in the eye.
And Mr. Hector.
And Mr. Hector's eye. Hector Senior. I like the Kissing Tower. That's a good one.
You've named
I know
like
somebody you could take on that if you're interested.
3 rides.
Okay, there's a
at this
weight
point.
limit.
Like the Kissing Tower is not a ride.
Well, that's for the entire ride, Mark, not just for per seat. So you'll be fine.
The Kissing Tower's a great ride, Matthew. A great one.
You ever
Wait, wide.
control of the turnpike?
I have been on the Turnpike, not this year, but I've gone on the old Turnpike. That's where the kids get on. They get to drive the car and they laugh and play. I don't get on the sports car one because I'm afraid I wouldn't get out. They have to call in the jaws of life.
I would pay money to see you try and get out of that car.
No, I could probably get in it, but I ain't getting out.
That's Mark. He lives on this ride now.
They'll have to tip the car on its side and I can wiggle out.
They'd have to put in a drive-through restaurant just so you could eat and stay alive.
They'd scan my pass. I only get 2 meals then.
There you go. Well, that's okay.
Yeah, then I did. But
No.
You go on the cold cracker?
I like the cold cracker. I like wetting my pants on there. That's a good one. The cold
What's
cracker.
the last roller coaster you've ridden, Mark?
Let's see. Probably Sky Rush.
Okay, so one of the new ones.
Yeah, probably the last one was probably Sky Rush. I don't like
Oh,
the Comet.
my God.
The seats were too tiny on Comet. I hate it. I hate the Trailblazer. Last one may have been Lightning Racer. Now that I think about it, that was a good one.
How long ago was that?
Oh, it's been a few years.
Pre-pandemic?
Yeah, actually, I think it was pre-pandemic.
Okay.
I was on the Fahrenheit at least once. I didn't really care for that one.
How long has Sky Rush been up there?
Oh, they opened in 2012, I think it was.
Oh my God! I still think that's like a 5-year-old coaster.
Yes, and the Bear's been up there even longer. The Great Bear.
Oh yeah, that's pretty old.
Yeah, we were in high school when that was.
Yeah, that's an older one.
The Bear. And
That's got to be like early 2000s.
Yeah, it's been up there a long time. All right. Well, welcome to Tuesday and our Tales of Hersheypark with intern Mark.
Tuesday.
We got tails.
It's Mark's got tails. This is something that happened to me recently, and my immediate first thought is this feels like a podcast topic. And the question, if one gets your brain going, and I'll tell you what generated my thought behind this, is what is something that you probably should have known, but you only recently found out? Mine, the thing that generated this topic is I was watching reels on Instagram to distract myself from the reality of the world. And there was one of them that was like a tips and tricks of if you're watching Instagram reels and you don't want to see the captions on the video, you can simply kind of pinch inward on the screen and it makes the captions disappear.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Yeah.
I have one very similar to that.
Yeah, I literally just, and I was like, I probably should have known that for as much time as I spent on Instagram. But if you didn't know that, like me, you're welcome. Give it a shot the next time you're on the Instagrams. You got one, Tim?
Yeah, mine's very similar that you can do the same thing on TikTok if you press and hold on the screen and choose clear display.
Really?
How about that?
Sir, why the fuck are you braking in the left lane? This is for crime, you asshole.
Smokey's upset. He's still driving.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing that I wish I knew. The left lane being the fast lane is actually not true.
What?
Oh,
Every lane is the same speed limit. So, yeah.
I don't choose to believe that then.
I-
smoke.
Yeah, really, but they have signs that says like slower traffic, keep to the right.
I
Does say
didn't-
keep right and less to pass.
Right.
but I also feel like, and maybe it's just one of those things where it's somebody said it and it became true because people said it. But I think, like in New Jersey, the left lane is just the driving lane, and the right lane's the passing lane. Right?
That doesn't sound right at all, Jim.
I don't know.
And that does sound like New Jersey.
Right, like I feel like
That
if
shit.
when there's a lot of times when I deal with like that slow driver in the left lane, it ends up being a New Jersey plate.
I
I just
am
thought they were bad drivers.
I am a slow driver. That is, I can admit to that.
Like slow or just speed limit?
I go at max 9 over the speed limit.
Oh, I think that's
Oh,
normal.
God.
And that's okay, Tim.
I try
Matt,
to.
what's the speed limit on Route 1? Is it 65?
It's 55 for a lot, and then it goes up to 65. It's 65 by like Dover Downs
Oh, okay.
and the Air Force Base, and then it drops once you get past that.
I don't know what section I'm on. I'm doing 87 right now.
Yeah, see, that's a little steep for me. I try.
It's fast.
Yeah, I keep it between like 5 and 8 above the speed limit.
Just get the fuck out. If other people are doing that, that's what I'll do. As long as it's not the fastest one on the road, I'm fine.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
not going to pull me over, right? Unless I'm in New Jersey.
yeah, I was gonna say, how'd that work out years ago? Well, that wasn't even your speed. That was because you made an illegal pass.
It was legal.
It was barely legal.
Not according to the state police of New Jersey, it wasn't.
The fine that I paid pretty much admitted guilt that it was illegal.
Yeah. Everybody else was doing it though. That guy didn't
Well,
care.
I wasn't going to, Jim.
But then you
But
did.
then he did.
Then you did. Anybody else have something that they recently learned? That
I recently learned that octopuses have 3 hearts.
Really?
Well, that's information I never needed to know.
And I also learned not too long ago that I don't have to turn off my iPhone to pull that little screen up that I can adjust the brightness and other things. I can just pull it down from the top.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold. So you mean to tell me that you thought you had to turn off the iPhone to adjust the brightness?
Yeah, like to turn off put it back to the screensaver, and then I can slide it up. But you can just pull it down. And you can mess with the Wi-Fi and all that.
Oh, so you mean like instead of swiping down to adjust, you were getting to the lock screen,
Correct.
and then
And then pulling
okay.
it up.
So today you're going to learn that the lock screen is not off.
Yeah, that
We're
doesn't
just
mean
talking about
off.
Tim, not the tool man.
What I'm saying is that don't say that you turned a device off to adjust the brightness.
So,
All right,
Mark,
just
for
lock
example, right now, this that I'm about to do, that's not turning the phone off. That's locking your
Well,
screen.
Not necessarily.
When was the last time you guys turned your phone off?
I did not too long ago, but it was just to like reset it.
Yeah.
You know what? I better.
Like it was acting funny, so I cut that shit off.
Yeah, I've done like a reset.
When I got back to Tennessee.
Yeah, I just did turn mine off now because it's probably been a month or more since I actually turned mine off.
The craziest thing happened. My loving wife, her Face ID just stopped working.
Oh, did she remember her passcode?
So she can get in with her passcode just fine.
Okay.
It will not let her scan her face. And then when you try to reset it, it says Face ID is not available.
What phone does she have? Like what?
The same as mine.
Yours is like newish, right?
13 Max, so not.
Oh yeah, that
newest,
should still
like,
be.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I don't want to tell her to factory reset the shit, but
That's the fucking worst, man.
How about back resetting her face?
Oh,
God.
Can't be doing that.
I can, especially on this week, the week of our anniversary, or excuse me, our anniversary's already passed. But yeah, I can't punch my wife on the
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, look, I don't give out a whole lot of marriage
unless
advice.
I'm Stone Cold. If I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin, I can punch my wife all day. But if not,
hell yeah. Like I don't tell people like what to do in their marriages or not, but like telling your wife that she has to factory reset her face, probably just leave that on the unsaid things. Like,
yeah, it's on the cutting room floor.
yeah, probably just should not say
idea.
that.
Also, my testicles would be on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea, right?
Yeah, of all the ideas, that's one to not have. Matt or Ryan, do you either of you have something you recently learned that you probably should have known?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I wish I would have gotten this on a run sheet. I could have thought about it.
Come on.
That's another thing I learned too. Is Big Jim, even though he says he sends a run sheet, does not send a run sheet.
Correct. It's a little frustrating because then he tries to gaslight him that he does.
Yeah, because he'll definitely muscle us around and be like, "Oh, I'm the host."
That just put me in a bad mood.
I'm sorry that upsets you. I'm sorry that your lying upsets you.
That's not necessary. If I have to start like messaging, I'm going to start tweeting out the picture of when I send the run sheet and be like, here is physical proof.
Oh, so now Big Jim doesn't even believe in kayfabe anymore. Like he's going to just give the sausage.
Or am I lying? Am I going full gaslight to the 3 count audience? That's the mystery.
I would never gaslight. What are you talking about?
All right. My wife actually asked. My wife actually asked this question the other day.
Jim, I'm glad you said it that way. That's probably one I just recently learned.
What's that?
I, for the longest time, thought that Borat was actual like live reaction footage of the character, but the entire movie was scripted and staged.
Not the entire movie.
Okay, a large percent of the movie was actually scripted and staged. So the reactions were written that way and acted that way. It wasn't Sacha Baron Cohen playing this character in this particular situation.
Like
I thought always, if I make
the
sense,
rodeo?
The rodeo and the Pam Anderson scene, like she knew about it and they knew about it, but no one else like that was at that meet and greet was aware of what was going to happen.
Okay.
In that instance.
Yeah, because at a certain point, like you have to tell security, right? Like,
yeah.
But like, I think like the scene of like the dining room table about like using the bathroom or whatever. Like That was all scripted and just acted.
Huh.
That was not like real unsuspecting people with the character.
As far as I know, yeah.
I learned that today because I always just kind of assumed that it was just all real reactions.
It was not.
Huh. There we go. We learn stuff every day.
Learn as a team.
We're a big team here.
But yeah, so I think we had gone out. We went out for pizza the other weekend, and so
Where'd you get it? Bartolo's?
Absolutely not.
Cheating yourself.
I know I am cheating myself.
Dimmick, what's for dinner?
All right, go ahead and tell your pizza story because I got to get something off my chest, and I'm going to name names. And
Okay.
I normally don't name names.
Okay. It was it was Mama's Pizza in Ephrata, near the next to in the same shopping center as the Giant grocery store. So Tim, please, by all means.
All right. I normally don't see this guy.
End of your story, Jim.
Well, no, there's a question that's a podcast question, but I'm more interested in Tim's story now.
So this is just going to be what we like to refer to in other circles as burial club.
Ooh,
where we just get to shit on somebody.
I like this.
And this guy, his shit normally never shows up on my feed. But for whatever reason, he showed up.
Then he did.
Adam Lavelle is a bare knuckle fight guy now.
He likes a bear.
Yep.
This guy is the dumbest motherfucker I've ever seen.
Now, if you knew Adam, this is actually a natural progression. That
I'm not a smart
wrestling
man.
overall has just become too gimmicky. So he needs to see people really just beat the shit out of each other with bare knuckles. That's really the natural progression of where his fandom of pro wrestling would have ended. This actually makes sense.
But so my follow-up question would be, I would love to. Well, I'm not going to ask him, but I would love to ask someone to stupefy themselves and ask him how he felt about the Brawl for All, because I bet he thought Brawl for All was fucking stupid.
Oh, I'm sure he did because
that's what the bare knuckle fight championship is.
But the bare knuckle fight is not in the box of professional wrestling. It
might as well be.
I mean, we know that, Tim. He's an idiot. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that.
I mean, the next step after watching bare knuckle fighting is that slappy shit, right?
So I gotta admit,
slap fighting champion.
I've never watched an episode of Power Slap. I never will. But when that shit comes across my timeline,
oh yeah.
Yo,
watching somebody get concussed in real time, get CTE in real time is
CTE every 8 seconds. I mean, it's the number 2 CTE leading sport in the nation behind the NFL.
I assume you've seen the one this week where the one guy hits the other guy and his legs just go fucking full on and he just drops like a rock.
The one that lives rent free in my head is the homeboy who gets fucking power slapped. Yep, branding. He gets power slapped, and then his head bounces off the fucking podium.
Oh yeah,
so good.
Oh fuck.
That's a double CT. That's a double dose of CTE.
That's CCTTE.
It's either he's gonna go to
that podium. You just heard Chris Benoit's theme.
Oh, it is. Power Slap is sponsored by Our Lady Peace.
But the next step for Adam is either slap fighting, or he's gonna watch and be all in on the Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff project.
Real American dick fighting.
Yeah, like Real American Fight Wrestling, or what the fuck's it called?
Freestyle, isn't it? Real American Freestyle.
Well, wait.
Real American Freestyle Wrestling.
I don't want to. I'm not wishing anything, but there's a possibility that might not happen, right?
Well, they only sold like 30 tickets.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, because Bad Terry's in the hospital.
Yeah,
Again?
but I've heard that it's. Look, 2025 has. He's gonna kick out. That's how bad 2020.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, I look. I don't.
Sorry, I don't mean I don't.
I'm not going to say what Tim
in Minecraft.
I'm not going to say what Tim just said, but I do say that 2025 is a bad enough year that he'll kick out at 2. He'll kick out at 2.
Yeah, man. Hogan must host.
Nah, man. Hogan's the king at kicking out at 3.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the next step for Adam is Real American Freestyle Wrestling.
I couldn't. I really couldn't.
Tim, you want to invite him onto the pod? Jim doesn't allow us to have guests. Never mind.
Sometimes it's a good thing. See, sometimes I look out for us.
Ryan, I'm literally 2 reasons away from literally never watching wrestling again.
Uh-oh.
And if he comes on the pod,
Yeah, you only got one more.
that might be a twofer.
Adam will be the 12th and 13th reason.
13th.
Oh, for sure.
Jesus.
Yeah, I will literally kill my fandom.
Oh man, that's
a poison of my creation.
Remember when we were on his sports
holy
network? Well, Ryan wasn't because he had computer issues that day.
Yeah.
What was his sports channel called?
Oh fuck! What was
that's 47,000 projects ago for that asshole.
It was Jim and I, and we were on like an Around the Horn style show. It was supposed to be me, Jim, and Ryan, and he was like the Tony Reale, and he was assigning us points. And he was like, this is like his brainchild. He was going to have like weekly episodes, like 12 different shows on this network.
Yeah.
And this was one of them. And I think we got one episode.
WTR, right? It was the Wrestling Done Right network.
What? Yeah, it was the Wrestling Done Right network. I forget what he
called that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had like.
And what that one guy to watch the NXT shows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had like 9 or 10 different things planned. I don't know why he reached out to us. Like
Raw Reaction.
Yeah, Raw Reaction. That was the era of everybody, us included, just talking about what happened on wrestling this week.
Yeah.
Boy, that got old fast.
Yeah, glad we moved away from that into something far less.
A 3-hour show too.
Man, we did
3 count was 3 hours, wasn't it?
2 hours.
2 hours.
And then it would bleed over into like 2.5, starting at 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
9:30 p.m.
Oh
start
man,
yeah.
I still have the old banner right here. Yeah, Thursday 9:30 p.m. Eastern. God, am I glad we don't do that anymore.
That's when we were simulcast on Wrestling Informative Radio.
That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about it. There's a nice little throwback.
We were simulcast on Lead, right? LEEIBsports.com.
LEEIBsports.com. That's right. Yeah, that doesn't exist
Lead
anymore.
Sports. Yeah, I remember that.
NGSC Sports, I think, might still exist.
We were on Blog Talk Radio to start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wrestling Informant may either made like our original business card or it was on our original T-shirt, one of the two.
I think it was the original T-shirt. Yeah.
On the back with the link.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for Big Jim to finally create BJ's. BJ's Big Jim Sports, obviously.
Well, I thought you were talking about something else and got nervous.
I mean,
I'm not in a room full of rocking chairs.
The Big Jim Sports Show has gone through a few name changes, right?
Yeah, because it was the Big Jim Sports Slam was the first, and then it was Tuesday
Tuesday
timeout.
timeout.
Yeah. And then we settled in on Huddle Up.
Cuddle up.
Yeah, I was on the Tuesday. No, I think I was even on the OG Big Jim Sports show.
Yeah, that's where this show came from, because like it started as sports, and then I think it was around like Royal Rumble time. I think it was Survivor Series and then Rumble. We did like wrestling shows, and Brian hopped on with us, and then I noticed like we had higher stats for those shows, so it's like, should we probably start a wrestling thing? And here we are.
Look at us now.
11 years later, doing a whole show, nothing about wrestling.
Yeah.
Young and hungry.
We went from being a group that was so happy and excited to talk about wrestling to now, what the fuck is going on?
We were in our 20s at that point.
Yeah, we didn't know shit about shit.
I still don't know shit about shit. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But yeah. Still.
Well, then I did.
I wasn't in my 20s then.
I didn't even know you then.
You weren't on the show at that point. It was just
Correct.
Jim, Ryan, and I at that point.
I knew Mark and Tim at that point.
Yeah, because I met Tim because he was a call-in
Tim
guest.
was a guest, yeah,
on the show.
Yeah, the voice of Excellence Radio or Excellence Wrestling.
Yeah, and then I think he actually started becoming a featured member of the show, and then we added Mark.
Mark and I used to do the offshoot interviews back in the day. We would do like
That's right.
the bonus content interviews.
That was fun.
Didn't you do one on like the one of those not the date shows, the
90 Day Fiancé.
90 Day Fiancé.
With Eric,
That was
Ariel and Nix.
Right, wasn't Matt,
And-
you basically were like, "Here's Mark. Here's
Yep.
and then you
I
just
set it up and then I left.
just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out.
That was during the pandemic, man. We talked for like 8 hours. There
Yeah.
was nothing else to do.
I kept like going out to check and it was still going. I was like, all right, well,
It was like the old days when the cell phone, when your parent would butt dial you and you couldn't delete the voicemail until it was done. So you just started playing video games, and every 10 minutes you'd pick up nope, still going. You had to wait until it was done to delete it. Man, what a time. But back to pizza, because it's fat. My wife asked me, what's the my wife, what's the best bite of pizza? The first bite or a crust bite?
Oh, first bite.
first bite.
Well, it's one bite. Everybody knows the rules.
Well, that's
I love
Pizza.
It really is the first bite.
One bite.
Like I eat the crust of the pizza, but like I dip it in like ranch or like the cheesy sauce if we have Little Caesars or something. I'm not like a crust purist.
Okay. I have a real fat boy answer.
okay.
Because only a fat boy would even think of this.
Okay.
The best bite of pizza is when you're almost at the crust and you get that first bite of the crust, but it also includes a part of the heart of the pizza. So it's crust plus cheese plus sauce. It's everything. It is the ultimate slice of pizza. The ultimate bite of pizza.
So one thing I've always done is like when I get to the crust, I still leave some of the pizza. So my crust bite includes cheese and sauce.
It's
Like
gotta
I-
have sauce.
Like if I do just go down to just straight crust, I will usually have a dipper of some kind, hot
Out here
sauce,
straight crustin'?
ranch, hot honey, something, some sort of dipper.
You're a hot honey.
Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. Make me feel good about myself. But honestly, in the current state of my calorie intake, when we do have pizza, a lot of times I just leave. I don't eat the crust because I'm like, I can save a little bit of the calorie by not eating the crust.
Brother man, answer to your question is thin crust.
I mean, I do
Yeah,
love a
thin crust is good.
But for me, it's the first bite. I think the first bite is the best bite. It's usually the hottest.
You're the hottest.
Man, you make me feel
You
good.
were laying it on thick.
Man,
Yeah,
I like you.
What's the overall consensus on stuffed crust?
I
Hate
love
it.
it. Love it. I love
Yeah, I don't
stuffed
hate
crust.
Yeah. It's unnecessary.
I couldn't even tell you the last time I had a stuffed crust.
I think it's a gimmick that pizza chains use to try to sell more pizza. Like a reputable pizza parlor, they're not making stuffed crust pizza.
That's a good point. Didn't Little Caesars do a cheesy pretzel crust?
They still have both.
Yeah.
They have
they?
pretzel and they have regular stuffed crust.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like something Little Caesars would do.
Was it Pizza Hut or Domino's that did like the garlic knots crust?
I think that was Pizza Slut.
Okay.
The old pizza slut. I still want to have a cheat day and go over to the Pizza Hut in E-Town and eat the buffet.
The
Yeah.
buffet, Jimmy.
That's a day I
Jimmy
want to,
buffet.
like a day that I really want to hate myself. I'm gonna go do it. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting close to that date.
Yeah, we should probably sometime in July. Let's do it. Let's just make a Sunday and just
Ain't no better time than today.
exactly.
Well, so all right, what's the food sitch gonna be at your 40th birthday?
there's gonna be like a meat and cheese plate. There's gonna be a veggie plate. There's gonna be subs. We're getting catered subs, chips.
So what you're telling me is that we're probably going to have room for Zaz at the after party.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Then that's where we get our pizza.
Yeah, we can pizza it up for sure after the fact.
Pizza.
it up.
For
Say
sure.
what
Um,
I do.
Now, my loving son ordered a pizza from Parma Pizza. You boys ever go to Parma Pizza?
Yeah.
first of all, why are you saying it like that?
Oh,
I've been to Parma Pizza.
Parma Pizza. Isn't that how it's pronounced, Jim? Pizza.
Is that wait? Where's Parma Pizza? Is that the one next to that diner that we ate at before the PWE show that time?
There's one in York. There used to be one in like the Centerville, Landisville area.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I know that. Yeah, there's one still in Centerville because I always pass it when I go to my friend Chris's house.
Chris.
But Mark, is that the one when me and Smokey ate at the
Smokey.
that restaurant? Is
Breakfast there.
when you're coming right off of 283,
Oh, yeah.
the second exit. There's a little hometown
Yes.
restaurant. Is that the pizza place next door? Is it the one you're talking about?
No, that's Pizza Town.
Pizza Town.
Yeah, Parma Pizza just took over for Brothers Pizza.
Stop
here.
saying that.
I fucking hate it. Like,
Well, they're relatively new in the area here for us.
first off, with the first time he said it, I thought he was making fun of our pal that does the one bite, you know the rules.
Oh, Dave. Oh, our old friend Dave Portnoy.
Well, no,
Not that one.
the local guy,
who-
the local guy that does it.
There's a local dude that does it.
Yeah, we should we send the picture
We
into
send
the
the
three
pictures
count
into the
chat.
group.
Oh, the Ape Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't want to name names.
I didn't name names.
So now that we don't, but
The ape man could be anybody.
well, that's true.
If Ape Man is listening and knows we're talking about him, then
He's doing the Lord's
deep.
work. But like
I'd love to
that's
see
who I
him-
thought Mark.
I'd love to see him find me in the streets.
That's what I thought Mark was doing. I thought Mark was making fun of him, so I laughed my ass off when he said it. But now
so
he's
you
just
thought he was doing a twisted take on it.
yeah. That's what I thought he was doing.
Jeepers, no.
Um,
It was when Dusty Rhodes was the pizza man.
that's what you were trying to do.
Remember that
All
We
right.
got the pig snout pizza, baby.
It was pig feet. My favorite
feet
pizza of
pizza.
all, Tim. Pig feet pizza with a little bit of snout in the side.
That might be the
Little
worst.
snout on the side. Yes,
That's
sir.
one of the worst Dusty Rhodes impersonations I've
No,
ever
it
heard.
isn't. My favorite
come on
pizza of
now.
all, Jim.
Listen now, Big Jim. You need to
You see,
you
yours
need to
is
be
good.
a little more respectful.
Yours is
Big
good.
pizza.
You could have given me. You could have said Mark's doing an impression, and you could have given me 50 guesses, and I would not
Mark's
have guessed Dusty
Mark's
Rhodes.
doing a depression.
That's
Doing a
that is what
depression.
he's
Yes.
doing. But was it?
Jim, do you still have the wheel of impression?
Oh God.
Oh, dig it
Yeah,
out,
let me
Timmy.
get it.
Oh
No,
God.
you don't have to get it. You don't have to get it. I was just wondering if you had it.
Too late. He's up.
He's gone.
Headphones are off. He's
Now
in
you've
it.
made him. Now
He
you've
can't
made him
hear
get up.
nothing. Now this Parma pizza, they had chicken parmesan. That was chicken parmesan stuffed pizza. That thing was heavy. It was like 10 pounds in that box, Tim.
Heavy.
Dude, I almost.
There was spaghetti in there, Jim, because they did have pasta, and there was
man.
Oh shit, we still do have it.
Oh yeah, we don't throw stuff away around here.
That's fair.
there is
Booker T.
Ah,
Oh man, out here talking about that pizza, man.
Let's do one more. Well, that was a good
Out here doing that Dusty Rhodes.
Are we allowed to have Vince McMahon on the vid?
Stephanie. Oh, I wish I was here for Stephanie Vicaire. Ah,
Oh my god.
Devil's Kiss, yeah.
That would be inappropriate. But Mark, the pizza was good though.
it was chicken parm stuffed pizza. It
Okay.
had spaghetti in it, and sis and chicken.
See,
And
I'm not a stuffed pizza guy.
It was wild,
No.
Jimmy. It was as heavy as a.
I am a
shit.
stuffed pizza guy, but that sounds like too much.
Yeah,
It
It's a
was-
bridge
it was-
too far for Matt.
It is.
It was way too much. I'm telling you, that box was like 10 pounds.
Well, because you got you're gonna have double layer crust, plus you have pasta, and I'm sure breaded chicken.
Yes, there was breaded chicken. I had no idea what this was going to be, and skinny, Jim. That's skinny. There is no pasta.
I feel like you can't even eat that like pizza. You'd have to just cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to cut it. My boy didn't
You
even
had
eat a
to
whole
cut
slice.
it.
If I'm cutting and eating pizza that's that heavy with a fork, give me a Chicago deep dish.
Well,
If you're doing that, it's a Stromboli.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
I'll give
that's
you a Chicago
Yo, I
dish,
love me a
alright.
Stromboli. Give me a
dude.
bowling.
Boy, do I love Stromboli so much.
Strombolis.
the Metro Bowling, man. That is one of my just absolute comfort foods.
Jimmy, didn't you go to high school with a Stromboli?
No.
No, when he was in the band, he played the Stromboli.
That's what it
Wow.
was. Speaking about meals and
Now,
com-
are you like a folder? Do you fold your slice in half to eat it,
No.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna
or
ask.
do you just leave it all floppy?
It's sloppy.
depends on the slice.
Just depends.
Folding in half is for pussycats.
But
without
see,
the
I've
cat.
started ordering pizzas well done because I like a good crispy crust.
Oh, you are my friend Marcus.
I like a crispy crust.
Really?
You
I
went to
do.
high school with a
Marcus-
crispy crust.
Marcus orders his well done not because he likes a crispy crust.
With the buttery flaky crust.
Not a buttery flaky crust. It's he's an anti-cheeseman.
No.
You know, he could just order like a tomato pie.
He hates tomato pies.
What about
So
one non?
here's a fun memory that's unlocked for me that
Okay.
also has a little bit of trauma included. So Excellence Pro, we're going throwback style. I don't give a shit. Let the cat listen. So good idea, bad idea. Here's what we're playing.
All right.
Good idea. God bless Edgar. I'm not giving away your shoot name. Don't worry, Dave. Oh wait. Oops.
Here, we'll edit that out.
No, we don't. No.
He's the devil's Edgar.
Nope. He is out of the promotional business, I believe.
Oh, good. That's probably good.
Yeah, it's for the best. But he lets Mike Quackenbush use his building, so he's.
Will you stop?
I will not stop. So good idea. Dave was one of the better. Sorry, Edgar. I don't know why I said Dave. Edgar was one of the better promoters because he would, in fact, have catering for the boys.
Okay.
Every month.
Right.
Sometimes he would get an assortment of sub sandwich, like cut up sub sandwiches, kind of like what we're gonna have at the party of Big Jim's 40th centennial on this Mortal Coil.
Yes.
Even though it's not a centennial because a centennial is 100. The bad idea was, what was that, Ryan?
That's coming up, isn't it? Like when that's pretty soon, right?
What, my actual birthday or the party?
No, the party.
The party's this upcoming Saturday.
Yeah, he booked. Knowing All In had been booked for like a year. He books the party on the date of All In, like the exact times. Like the party runs from 1 to 5. All In starts at 3.
How did I know Tony Khan was going to book an afternoon pay-per-view in Texas?
That makes me so angry I could spit nails.
That's on Tony Khan. Like, I understand that All In London is an afternoon show in the United States. I get that because it's 8 p.m.
The only one missing the show is you.
What's that?
I said the only one missing the show, Tim, is you.
Yeah, I would watch Y'all In.
When did you announce? When did your announcements go out for your birthday party?
I think I sent the invites out.
When did you book the venue?
Here's the deal. This sounds bad. Jim didn't book his own birthday party. Let's blame it on his wife.
I will.
It's been a year at least.
We planned the date. Well, no, we planned the date, booked the building, I think in early January.
Okay. Because they announced the time on April 2nd.
Oh yeah. Our invitations were out.
All right.
Yeah.
You win.
Shame on Tony Khan for running against Big Jim's birthday.
Fuck it.
Right? Fuck
Big
you,
Jim
Tony.
Should push the fucking date.
Absolutely not.
Yes. Am I an asshole if I bring an iPad?
Well, the funny thing is there's a TV in the room, and I almost thought if we have a computer or an iPad with a HDMI, I thought about tapping into it and just because the TV, the room that we're in, there's a divider, so there's a TV that's just in the room that we have, and I thought about just do we just put one in because there's pool table, there's dartboards and shit in there, so well, who says we can't have a wrestle show on the? It's my birthday. Right. It's my fucking birthday.
Mark, bring that illegal streaming box you have.
I'd like to. Yes.
There you go. Speaking about classic, old stories and old meals and things like that. Talking about pizza.
We're talking about that. That's an awful segue.
We were talking about meals.
Speaking about old meals.
Well, not old meals. Old memories around meals and eating and whatnot, and pizza, because I will connect the two. Do you guys?
I'm running blind here, Jim. I don't have a fucking run sheet to go off of, so I don't know where you were going with this.
It's okay. That's why I'm leading. I'm hosting. I'm doing the thing that I'm supposed to do here.
Hosting.
Oh, my bad.
Do you guys have a nostalgic meal or comfort meal, something from college, from high school that you have still had somewhat recently that still hits the same? Because mine, it came up on a Facebook memory a couple weeks ago, and it was Ryan.
What?
She got a fan ass.
I had played around a golf at Berkeley Golf Club in Kutztown, PA.
Can't hide money.
And that's right. And I had time to kill after the round. It was a morning round, and I'm I'm going to go down into my old stomping grounds in downtown Kutztown. And
you had mama.
And grab lunch. Ryan, I was to say Ryan knows exactly what I'm talking about. I got the lunch special, the 2-slice French fries and a Coke and the 2 slices were perfect. Crispy crust, like sweet sauce, salty cheese. Fries were crispy as hell, and that Coke was like McDonald's level crisp. Like it was so perfect. And I keep thinking about, I'm like, I want to drive up to Kutztown someday and just go and get that same lunch special because it was that good. See, yeah, Ryan, you know what's up. But like, do you guys have a like nostalgic meal? And do you and have you had it any? Because for me, it was like I think 2 or 3 years ago that I had this, and I still think about it.
Somebody on the local Lidditz Facebook page shared a picture of the Your Place Stromboli the other day, and I probably haven't had one since like the LCW days from Your Place, and they were just so good.
I do love a YP bowlie.
I'm gonna think about it for a different meal, but probably what I'm most nostalgic for, right? At least if you're talking about like not homemade meals.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a homemade meal.
Well, I want to do both.
Okay.
A thin crust, pepperoni, chicken, and bacon pizza from Papa John's.
Ooh, I do like that. Sounds good. I think, yeah.
That's my go-to. And that shit is delicious all the time.
Yeah, I know you've ordered it when we've done get-togethers, and I've tried a piece.
Oh, I ordered one during the intermission of the last fantasy football draft.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I pulled that shit up on my phone, ordered it, and right when we started the draft back up, ding dong. Oh, my pizza's here.
my pizza's here. Oh my god! And that's when Marcus wore the suit.
We both dressed up.
Yeah, so you dressed up as well. Yeah, I fucking love it. I'm so ready for football season.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna emotionally survive this fantasy football season. Justin Tucker's out of the league.
Ooh, yeah, you can still draft him though. But
I'm going to draft him with my last pick.
I love that. Mark or Matt, or even Mark or Matt, you guys have a nostalgic meal that you enjoy?
Justin Tucker.
That's a weird nostalgic meal.
It's a weird nostalgic meal.
I like Justin Tucker's meals. I have no idea.
You don't.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I don't know.
I think you're thinking about Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker. My grandmother made the best grilled cheese sandwiches. That's a nostalgic meal, but I ain't had one in over 13 years.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm thinking back to like the high school lunches that we would get, like the Warwick Stromboli, even like the fluffernutters that they made there that had like just an absurd amount of peanut butter and marshmallow in them,
and butter.
And butter, yeah.
Yeah, like it was a 3-part mixture. It was 1 part peanut butter, 1 part marshmallow, 1 part butter.
Butter. Yeah, like they can't be replicated. So I haven't had them obviously since high school, but if someone put like 4 of those in front of me right now, I'd demolish them.
There's part of
you can get pretty close. You can go to like Wise and buy like big top white bread, like the cheapest white bread you can do, and do it about three parts each. You can get pretty damn close. I had one not too long ago, and it scratched the edge. It didn't like totally take it away, but it was close.
Well, it's probably because it wasn't served out of the wax paper.
Right.
The wax bag is what I was
wax
thinking.
bag. Yeah. That's the key. If only we knew somebody that worked at a restaurant type store that they probably do sell those. Somebody's got to sell.
What was the side that was ever served with that? Like, did that come with like carrots or something? Like, what? I don't remember anything else with that meal other than the sandwich. Like, was it chips?
It wasn't the meal because you would buy it from where they had the subs. So, like, you got a sandwich and a bag of chips and a cookie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude.
And your iced tea or milk, whichever you chose.
But Warwick lunches, man. I I was such a slut for some of those fucking lunches. The cheesesteak, the stromboli,
What the pizza boat?
the pizza
which is
boat.
just the French bread pizza,
Yeah.
but like it doesn't taste the same. I would house those things.
If there was ever a stromboli day, the day after cheesesteak day, you would get the cheesesteak boli. Such an ultimate day.
The nachos with beef.
Oh yeah, with the leftover cheesesteak. Yeah.
There's a place that I know that sells the pizza sticks, because remember when they had the pizza sticks, and they look very similar to those pizza sticks, but they come in like a huge case, and it's like $75 for this case. And there's like I haven't tried them. I keep thinking about it.
So sounds like if there was like a large gathering happening, I don't know, in a week's time.
You know what? Maybe I'll
I'd pony up $20 for a portion of that cake.
I would throw in on
all right,
that.
maybe
I would throw in on that. Is that going to be our gift for Big Jim?
Maybe I'll look into that for this week for an
okay.
event coming up soon. But Tim,
I really think a lot of that would have to be the red sauce you dip it in too, like because it wasn't like a chunky marinara sauce. It was just like
it was
like thick ketchup. Like
it was probably just the biggest can of the cheapest tomato sauce ever.
So runny.
But it was beautiful.
Was it just sauce? Was it tomato sauce?
Yeah. I wonder what like the cheapest tomato sauce that you can buy. Like
it was like
I feel like it had spices in it, like a marinara, didn't it?
It's almost like if you bought like a jar of pizza sauce at the grocery store. That's what it was.
Just plain pizza sauce.
Yeah.
Or just like the biggest like bulk can, but the cheapest one.
I know Target sells pizza sauce that's pretty cheap. I wonder if that's close.
There's a food supply store that has like a large can of tomato sauce, of pizza sauce, that's like $6 for a gigantic can. Like I feel like and the school would just have 10 of those cans, squirt in some water.
The giant number 10 can.
The number 10 can, squirt some water in it. Like they would rinse out the can, but then just pour the rinsed out like can water into the sauce itself.
Oh, that's gross.
I'm sure. But man, what I wouldn't do for one of those homemade strombolis. And I'm sure they're not anywhere close to the same, because there's no way that green meat and that flaky buttery crust that they served us can pass as school lunches today.
Yeah, that could not have been healthy for us.
No, absolutely not. Just definitely not. But
well, if it tastes good, it's not healthy for you.
that is true.
That's true.
That is the truth. Anything else?
There's going to be some restaurants, Jim, that I think are on the way out that will make my list in a few years.
Yeah, probably.
Like a Ruby Tuesday salad bar will make my list in a few years when they finally go out of business.
I do love that
That's
salad
like
bar.
Nostalgia. It's really the croutons.
They're so good.
The sweet and tangy dressing is the nostalgia hit from Haas's that's no longer made anymore. That one was really good.
Yep.
What I wouldn't do to have one salad with that as the topping, like just one.
Yeah.
That's probably my answer. The sweet and tangy dressing from Haas's. That's the real answer.
There you go. I like it.
It's where your family wants to eat, Jim.
It is.
Without question.
It absolutely is.
Mrs. Big Jim wants to eat there right now, I understand.
It's possible. It's possible. Anything else, gentlemen, for the week?
When you booked your party, Jim, was there any consideration of booking the banquet room at Haas's?
No, because I would have wanted to go to the Lidditz Haas's, which doesn't exist anymore.
Did they ever put that chicken fillet in there?
No, they put in like a daycare, and the building, the rotting corpse of the building at Haas's still sits there.
That was supposed to be like a couple different restaurants, like ghost restaurants or something. I thought ghost kitchens or whatever they're called.
That's what I heard. Hasn't happened yet.
And nothing's happened.
Yeah, I don't know what they're waiting for, but all right. Well, everyone, thank you for listening in, tuning in here on the YouTube page. Hopefully, by the time this airs or shortly after, our podcast situation, podcast host site situation will be resolved. But stay tuned to all of our social media at 3 Count Thursday across the board for any updates on that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button here on the YouTube page. Certainly would appreciate that. Until Thursday, when we have a ton of pay-per-view and big event predictions and some blind rankings coming at you, and every week here on the Tuesday show. We hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you on Thursday.